Good morning, everybody. It's me, Azalea. You're watching my YouTube channel, WayCrunchy. A day of just me, a weekday. Kids are at school. Tom is no longer homeschooled. This is the first time I've had him away from me in 10 years. He's gone to 5th grade. Anyway, I get these days by myself to work on the house now and run WayCrunchy. So, I gotta tell you, loofahs on the fence was a really good idea. Look at this freaking loofah. It's like the size of my body. I'm so excited about it. I got another couple of loofahs coming in. The pollinators love it. The loofah vine is so much more hardy than any kind of like pumpkin or squash that I've grown in the past. Like the vine borders and little squash bugs and things do not bother the loofahs. I live here in Virginia. The loofah grows huge, rich, green, very resistant to pests, no powdery mildew. I mean, this loofah is just thriving in a way that other things in squashes that I've grown in the past have not. I mean, I just cannot recommend these loofahs enough. I don't eat them, but I'm excited too. You can eat little immature loofahs apparently. I'm not really interested. I'd rather open a can of beans, but it's so beautiful. It has made my fence just beautiful and alive. It's so great for the pollinators. They're loving it here. And I'm gonna make sponges out of my loofah gourds. I'm excited to try that. My gosh, this loofah is wild. Woo! Let's find some of our pretty little here. This is going to turn into another big giant loofah. This is going to turn into another big giant loofah. Little red ants love these blossoms. The bees just face down, just loving life. These bees love to get on in one of these loofah blossoms. The blossoms are huge. Absolutely huge. I mean, there's just, that one's asleep. That one's loving it. This is where the bees sleep at night. Now, I put in this garden coming from the sidewalk up to the house. I put in this garden pretty much as soon as we got the house because I wanted some stuff to come up in the spring, because it just, I don't know, like I did like a very little bit of gardening, but it makes it look more cottagey and less abandoned lot. I put in yarrow down here. That's gonna spread and really help the hill. Zinnias, those are just annuals. The yarrow's a perennial, but I always gotta put my zinnias in. Y'all know that's my daughter's name. I love zinnias. Here's a zinnia, beautiful zinnia. The lavender is loving it on this hill. I definitely gonna put more lavender in here. The echinacea got mowed down to the ground by the groundhogs. Groundhogs apparently love to eat echinacea. Irises, they multiply. I have irises and I just keep multiplying them every year. They're great to fill in. They have pretty blooms, but you know, just a one-time bloomer. This is my favorite zinnia that I have this year. I love this color. I love it. I made a little bit of wreaths from the vines growing in the back. We really have a lot of invasive honeysuckle. That's gonna be a battle. Oh, y'all, this is my first year. This is called Mexican sunflower. It's really different than the traditional sunflower. This is the first time I've tried it. It grows lovely. It's not as tall as I am, but I like these rich orange blossoms in this hardy plant. We still gotta get rid of that terrible toilet. Let's cut it out of the picture. Beautiful zinnias, the daisies, they're stunning, but their season has passed. Marigolds, the celosia is not thriving. I got some basil doing all right over there. The tomatoes, of course. Calendula over there. Let's take a closer look at this calendula. That's pretty. Calendula. I got some chard. Got some chard over here. Now, I put irises all along this edge and all along the edge of this fence for erosion. You know, they're perennials. They'll thicken up and they're going to be great for just to prevent erosion of my mulch and my compost and everything out of this garden area. Same thing for the erosion, because it was grass before, but I'm doing mulch and topsoil. I put in this little path so that I could walk along here and garden. Put in these rocks, just rocks I found on this property. I put in these little border plants to keep the mulch and the dirt in place. I want to buy some more of these. Well, I can divide them. This is something that I can grow and divide. This is the mulch we made with our mulcher. I'm very pleased with our mulcher and the mulch. 1, 2, 3 azaleas. 1, 2, 3 azaleas for around this little circle. I like to have a little bistro table, maybe a chase lounge. Make this into a nice little chill spot. The wild rose that was here in the beginning. I planted some of a different breed of parsley. I think it was Japanese parsley. I'm not overly excited about this Japanese parsley. I'm just going to do my regular curly parsley. Curly parsley is my favorite to grow. But I thought I'd try something new, and I'm glad I did. But I'm just going to do curly parsley instead of this Japanese parsley next year. Over here on the other side of the circle, I put in a 4th azalea and these hostas that I got from the virtual housewarming. And then I dug up, when we go hiking, I will do things like dig up plants. So I dug up just a couple of ferns. It's really shady over here. We'll see if they grow. I put in 3 ferns over here with the hostas, just to have a nice little green space. Now, this whole entire backyard was an abandoned, growed up lot. John slayed it into a beautiful yard. And then we are putting in raised bed gardening over here. We did a video where we built the raised beds out of our scrap wood. I made a little trellis. The sun and the soil and everything here is really great. Such a blessing. John and I both are both of us, very enthusiastic gardeners. So it was important to us to get the garden in. I got 3 little pumpkins off my pumpkin vine before pests overtook the pumpkin vine. But I like these 3 little pumpkins enchanting my porch here. You know, it was really just such a mess here. Gardens make everything so special. Something about gardening, this is in my soul. I just love it. I love it. So this is a nice little garden tour, but I think it'll be really fun to have this video to look back on, you know, for like next year's garden. It's just gonna get better and better. I'm very excited. Like over here, I got a lot of good plans. I got things I'm going to grow again, things I'm going to grow in different places, things I'm going to move, things I'm going to keep. Each year gardening grows upon itself, and it's nice. It's really nice to feel like we've got a nice, you know, permanent or semi-permanent home here.